So now that I'm able to make these disposable cores, I want to consider the outside diameter of my casting that I'll later machine to the outside diameter of my piston. And something to notice here is a taper, which I wrote on the top of this pattern here is 7.5 degrees. 7.5 degrees. Carry that over to your outside diameter or your piston mold. 7.5 degrees, when this is cast into the sand and removed, you'll have a ring with a 7-degree bevel that your core will go into and self-center. I made this out of wood, tapered the entire way, and plenty of room to machine. I think I have about a 1/2 inch, so my plug or my core, the piston blank will be 1/2 inch thick walls, so I have plenty of room to cut with. These are thin gates that I read in a book to use, opposed to the pin bosses or the pin boss recesses, because there's a lot of material or a lot of aluminum that's going to be drawn into these areas. They're going to be thicker than the rest of the piston, and then these will contain more hot molten aluminum while it solidifies at different rates and draws aluminum. This piece will be an extension mounted into the casting or the sand casting box that again contain more aluminum and act as a filter in a way that the aluminum will go to the ends and trap dross at the very edges and be fed from a chamber. There's plenty of videos on casting, and I'm not the guy. I'm not the experienced guy to learn that from. In fact, I'm kind of winging it right now and focusing on the molds and getting accurate molds. I can play with casting if it's consistent. If I can do consistent things here, then I won't have as much of a headache moving molds around. I'm gonna actually mount these to a plate too, and skip a step and make a production type mold that I can use over and over again, because I plan on failing a lot. And I'll show you everything I do.